This video is for all the California citizens out there. I hope you and your families are staying safe during these trying times. Now, the video that I'm making, in November, you get a chance to vote. On the ballot, there's Proposition 22. I'm asking you to vote no on 22, dear California citizen, and here is why. Uber and Lyft, the big rideshare companies who have spent $180 million on this campaign trying to win your vote, haven't paid anything into the state unemployment insurance fund, and you are fitting their bills. Okay, for example, because of the fact that they haven't been paying into this fund, right, there was no money there in the safety net when the pandemic came around, right, and the state had to bail out Uber and Lyft with your tax dollars. So your taxes go up. That is wrong, and we need to hold Uber and Lyft responsible, dear California citizen. Vote no on Proposition 22 in November 2020, which is just around the corner, right? 60 days from now. So let me just back this up. This is by the UC Berkeley. All employers must pay an unemployment insurance tax. You as a small business owner, as a medium business owner, you know this. Right, you paying into the system, they are not, right? So there's a huge deficit in the system for these guys, for these big gig companies not paying in. And, you know, the state is demanding, obviously, that you with your small business paid in, you following the rules, you abiding by the rules. Uber and Lyft are not, right? So for each of their workers, they're supposed to be paying in. In California, the tax rate for new employers is 3.4% of pay, up to the taxable wage limit of $7,000 a year per employee. But since their beginnings over a decade ago, the transportation network companies, TNCs, Uber and Lyft, have not paid into California's unemployment insurance UI fund. Both TNCs have held that their drivers are independent contractors, not employees. And I also want to clarify that for all California citizens. They give us this term broadly, independent contractors. We are not independent contractors. We cannot work independently. We cannot set our own rates. Everything is dictated and governed by them, by their apps, by their algorithms. So them trying to persuade you that we are independent, we're absolutely not. That's false. The state has long contested this practice since 2015. The California Employment Development Department has found drivers to be employees entitled to unemployment benefits on multiple occasions. And AB5, I'm sure you've heard of this, which was enacted in 2019, tightened the rules for classifying workers as independent contractors under the state's UI code. Nevertheless, the companies continue to treat their drivers as independent contractors, and they continue not to pay into the system. Folks, you are fitting the bill, and you got to vote on this. No on 22. In this data brief, we estimate how much Uber and Lyft would have contributed to the state's unemployment insurance fund between 2014 and 2019 had the companies classified the drivers as employees. Our finding: if Uber and Lyft had treated workers as employees, the two TNCs would have paid $413 million into the state's unemployment insurance fund between 2014 and 2019. And because that money is not there, your taxes go up. You are fitting these bills. You've literally bailed out all the gig workers. The California citizen has literally bailed out all the gig workers with their tax dollars during the pandemic, right? So to obtain this result, we draw from a number of available data sets to estimate how many workers have driven for each TNC each year, how many were paid less or more than the $7,000 taxable wage limit. We then apply the 3.4% tax rate to each group. So they've done their research. They know how they've gotten to these numbers, but the numbers are simply not there. They did not pay them in. According to company provider data obtained by the California Air Resources Board, 640,000 distinct workers drove for the two TNCs in 2018. Since UI payments are owed by each company a worker drives for, we adjust the number of drivers to separately count those working for both companies. An analysis by JP Morgan Chase found that 20% of online transportation platform drivers worked for more than one platform in any single month. Adjusting for those multi-app drivers, and that's a fact if you don't know that, dear California citizen, some of the drivers actually drive for Uber and Lyft. Sometimes you see two stickers in the window, right? Adjusting for those multi-app drivers, we obtain a total of 768,000 drivers for whom TNCs would have owed UI taxes in 2018. Based on a variety of data sources, see the technical appendix, I'm going to show it to you right now. We estimate that 571,000 of these drivers, that's 74%, earned less than $7,000 a year, a result of low pay as well as limited time working. According to data on Rideshare driver earnings reported to the IRS, the earnings of those earning under $7,000 are evenly distributed up to $7,000. In that case, such drivers' earnings averaged $3,500 a year. The remaining 197,000 drivers earned more than $7,000. So these numbers are astounding, folks. Estimated unemployment insurance taxes owed by Uber and Lyft to the state of California. This is just for 2018 alone. There it is, $114 million. And guess who's fitting that tab? You. But now the companies are spending $180 million, the highest in history, to get a bill on the ballot to try and win your vote, to try and get you to fit the next bill, right? They don't want to keep on paying monies in. They haven't in the past, and your taxes are going up. So I ask you, don't be misled by their TV ads. Don't be misled by their online social media ads. Just understand at the end of the day that seniors, all citizens that are paying taxes are currently carrying Uber and Lyft. And you specifically saw this during the pandemic when there was no safety net, there were no monies paid in by Uber and Lyft, and you, the California citizen, bailed them out. My advice, vote no on 22. Have a fantastic day and stay safe.